Hello, everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and tonight we are going to be doing a very peaceful guided meditation. It's something that I think we all could use, especially in these crazy times, right? That's the primary focus of these streams. Actually, is for me to teach meditation to people in the world, and we need more of this. We need more meditation. We need more peace and calm and love and respect for one another. None of these tribalistic notions aren't aiding us. They're not helping us in any way. We need to be more kind and courteous to the people in the world. Hey, Rocco Hemda's here. Good to see you, friend. How you doing, man? How's everything going? How was your 3rd of July? Did you get to see any fireworks tonight? And Ignorance here. What's up, Ignorant? Good to see you, man. Not like this, huh? Yeah, that's what you're saying now. That's what you're saying now, man. Rokem, do you say missed you this weekend? Yeah, I was on the fence. I was gonna come. There was definitely a period of time where I was gonna come. But life is messy. You know that more than anyone, man. Life is messy. It's not an orderly process. Things happen. Things pop up in your world, and you got to deal with those, and it changes. It changes the way you view things, right? Tomorrow. What's going on tomorrow? What is this? Are you having an event tomorrow? Well, are you having an event, or are you cooking? Like, what are you talking about? like what is tomorrow? You got to be a little more clear. But anyways, yeah. So I got to go down to LaSalle, Illinois today. It was great. I got to hang out with a good friend there, and we got to play bags. Actually, and we cooked out. We cooked chicken kebabs. There's nothing wrong with a good chicken kebab every now and then. It can kind of make your day go well, right? We cooked that. We cooked potatoes on the grill, and we got to see fireworks. It was nice. It was nice, I don't know. I feel like, I like fireworks, but I feel like when I was, 8 years old, they were more magical. And I kind of feel that same way about everything now, It's like, when you're a little kid and you're looking at stuff and it's like so amazing and new and magical, and there's so many possibilities and endless potential everywhere, and things are going to be so amazing, and then you get older, and all your hopes and dreams get trampled on, and you just, curl up in a ball and die. That's how I feel. I know that's not really totally the case, but it just feels like that way sometimes. Let's see. Rokohemda, you say, I know, but good just to have me. So you'd invite me over, man. It'd be me, you, and the kids and Kelly. Cool. Yeah, me. The kids miss you, and Ruth wants to play chess against you. Yeah, I'll teach her some chess, man. I'll tell you what, you get a free lesson on me, man. That's the deal. Hey, Evelyn Yoga's here. Good to see ya. Evelyn, how are you? Evelyn is a phenomenal streamer here on Twitch. Super wonderful human being. I love Evelyn Yoga. She is a wonderful, quality, compassionate, kind, and knowledgeable person. So definitely check her out, drop her a follow, do some yoga. Yoga is one of the internal energy arts. We need to, it gives us access to information about our bodies and our mental states and our emotional states that we can't really ascertain anywhere else. We need things like yoga and qigong and kumnae to actually access things. And meditation helps too, right? So how you doing, Evelyn? What's going on with you? Yeah, this is totally a late stream for me. So I went out to the country today. I went out to the country to visit a friend, and we were hanging out in the country, and there was a bunch of fireworks, and we played bags and cooked out, and it was just a laid back thing. But it went late, So I just walked in the door about maybe half hour ago. So I figured, you know what, fuck it, I'll stream. Let's see. Evelyn, you say you're working on your project proposal and you're glad for your online company. Well, great, yeah. Yeah, then apparently you're someone who can multitask. Yeah, I can't multitask. If I had me going on in the background, I would not be able to do anything. But I manage. Okay, where else are we at now? Oh, stop. Yeah. No, Evelyn, you know me. I call it like I see it. I call it like I see it. And if you're a quality person, I'm gonna say you're a quality person on stream. And if you're a piece of garbage, I'm gonna say you're a piece of garbage on stream. That's how it is. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. That's how we do it, Chicago style. I wrote MD say, come on by for lunch or dinner. Ruth will school you in magic, then you can school her in chess. Yeah, let me think about it. I gotta talk to someone who I might have plans with tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I gotta talk to her and figure out what the deal is, and kind of unravel, try to clean up a little bit of a messy situation. I don't like messes, and I don't know, Evelyn, you might feel the same way as me. Rokoham, you might feel the same way. But like, messes are just like, if I have and I'm not talking about like a mess like necessarily like in your kitchen, like food that got all over, right? That those messes are annoying, but you clean them up and they're done. I'm talking about like life messes, like big existential messy situations, and messes like with like maybe social interactions, right? And messes with relationships, right? Life is messy, but I apparently don't like messes. So I like to try to clean up messes when I can, and I don't like to let things linger. I don't like to I don't sweep things under the carpet. If there's a mess, I want to engage it, and I want to just work through it. I don't want to let it just sit there. Some people are fine. Some people are fine with covering them up, covering up their messes, right? I'll tell the story that I've told before. I was dating a girl, years ago, and we were in her bedroom just hanging out. We were like making out, and her cat jumps up on her bed and just starts vomiting like everywhere. It was like the most disgusting thing, And like, I'm looking over at this, and we're looking at like, what the fuck is this, right? So now, in my mind, a normal person would simply be like, okay, well, it's time to like clean up this mess, right? Because it's literally on your bed, on the bed you sleep on, and if you just let it sit there, it's just gonna, it was very liquidy, so it was just gonna drip on through into the mattress and be like total nasty, right? So, that's like a normal person would just go over there and clean it up, right? Take off the sheets, do whatever you got to do, right? She, instead of going and cleaning up this mess on her bed, she walked over to the closet, took out a clean blanket, just a clean blanket from the closet, and then just like threw it on top of the cat vomit. like that's not cool in my book. Like that's not the way to do it. That's not how you deal with that situation. You don't just throw a clean blanket on top of cat vomit and call it a day. You just deal with it. And and that was the last time we hung out. Evelyn, yeah, I did. That was it. Like, Evelyn, I'm serious about that kind of stuff. Like, you can tell a lot about a person if they're just gonna not clean up cat vomit, like that's like in their bed that just happened and it's like seeping down in there. Like, that's just how it goes. Hey, Danny John, thank you so much for the subscription. Welcome. How are you doing tonight, Danny John? How's everything going with you? Much appreciated for the subscription. Evelyn, though, I did dump her immediately, and you can tell a lot. Yeah, you'd be out too, right? Yeah, it's like there's a mess. You don't just sweep. You don't just throw clean stuff on it. You don't throw a clean blanket on it. You clean it up, because otherwise it's going to be worse later. And that's the thing. Like, people, not everyone thinks about that. A lot of people are like, oh, immediate gratification. I'll just like not deal with this thing now, and then I can be distracted and then deal with it later. But that's not the way I like to operate, at least. Some people are cool with it. I'm not cool with that. Okay. Let's see. Rokohem, do you say, bring the folks as well? You miss my Padres. You miss my Padres? Dude, that would be cool. It would be cool if we all got together, man. They ask about you. You're like a son to them, I was like a son to your parents, you're like a son to my parents, man. You were there for my graduation, man, from grad school, dude. That was pretty cool, dude. Hanging out with my dad. You guys were talking, having a good time. Okay, let's see. Evelyn, you say no, you are not good at multitasking, but you and hashtag 39M over it. So I guess you are. I don't know. I don't know what that means. You are hashtag 39. You and hashtag 39. What am I missing here? Is this like a new meme or something? Like, what do we got here? What's going on here? I don't know what that means. I don't know what anything means anymore. I am so out of touch with culture and reality because I don't watch the news and I don't fucking care about like the goddamn what actor is dating, what model, and I don't care about any of that stuff. But because of it, I'm out of touch with everything. It's like if you don't like sit there and watch watch all that shit, you don't stay in tune with the vibe, with the zeitgeist of the time, right? Okay, let's see. Roker Hemda, you say, dude, that girlfriend was the most self-sabotaging person you have ever met. Oh, man. And then he said, worst 5 hours of your life for that master ceremony. Maybe. And then Evelyn, you said it's a typo. Well, whatever. Typos happen. I don't know. I don't know what the hell anything is anymore. Aroka, you say, how does it feel for having Bill Cosby for your undergrad student? That's true. That is true. So Bill Cosby used to be like just considered like an all-around spectacular human being. And then, he had his fall from grace, right? He had his fall from grace. Anyways, before he had his fall from grace, he was the commencement speaker at my graduation. It was totally fucking ridiculous, right? We got Bill Cosby to come into Bradley University, and he was the commencement speaker. And he comes in, and he's walking. I'm right by where he's walking by, right? And he's walking to the podium, right? He's about ready to deliver his speech, and everyone's quiet and just kind of like, wow, Bill Cosby's here, right? And I look at Bill, and I'm just like, hey, Bill, you're my fucking god. Just like that. It was totally ridiculous. People are like quiet, like seeing Bill Cosby. Everyone's like, whoa, Bill Cosby. And I just like scream it. And Bill just put his fucking head down. He was just trying to hold back his laugh. He couldn't hold it back. He was smiling. He was fucking laughing. Yeah, it was quite the scene. It was quite the scene, But yeah, it was a funny situation. Rokohemda, yeah, he's your god, right? That was so funny. It was a priceless moment, dude. Like there are some funny moments in life, and I tend to be involved in some of them. When you say you don't know if you see your actual chat feed, but hashtag thing is only in your overlay. Oh, really? Wait a second. Hold on. It's not coming up for me. It's not coming up for me. It's a glitch. Let me go to Streamlabs chatbot. Yeah, why is it not here? There's no hashtag overlay. Wait, this is weird. So this is what's going on. I was wondering what that, because you and JT the other day were talking, and there was that hashtag stuff. All right. Oh, interesting. All right, cool. So no, I can't. So I mean, when I went to Streamlabs chatbot, everything was normal. Everything was normal in Streamlabs chatbot. But yeah, you don't know if you can see your actual chat feed, but that hashtag thing is only in my overlay. Interesting. Rob, Rokohemda, the overlay is basically like the what I'm looking at, right? So we have these overlays. You create an overlay, and it has, and that's what streamers use to stream. It makes it more visually appealing to the audience, and it kind of like gives your channel a unique flavor and taste. Interesting. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, cool. I don't know. I don't really think I wasn't planning on doing a long stream tonight. I've been doing, like 3 hours, 4 hour streams, 2 hours, 2.5 hour streams. But I'm thinking of just doing like a short, nice little guided meditation tonight, and then just calling it a night. I mean, I started late, and I don't know. I don't really feel the urge to stream for like 4 hours. So we'll just go with that. All right, real quick, you say, you have always been. I know. I have always been visually appealing. Well, I was a model. I was a child model. Those of you who don't know, like, yeah, I was a pretty big time child model when I was like in 3rd and 4th grade. got a lot of auditions. I had one job where I worked for a textbook manufacturer, and I was in like all their social studies textbooks for third grade one year, and then let's see what else. Oh yeah, and then the movie The Addams Family. I almost got cast. I almost got cast as Pugsley in The Addams Family. I would have been. So I got through the first audition, got through the second audition. So then it came down to me and three other kids, and one of those kids got cast as the role of Pugsley. But I mean, my life would have been totally different, you know. So I would have been in the Addams Family. I would have been in Addams Family too. I would have been in that Michael Jackson video. You know, like it would have been an interesting experience, right? But yeah, you know that's just it. I had a 25% chance. It was me and one of those three kids, and one of them got it. You know, he had more acting experience than me. But yeah, I've always been visually appealing. You know, that's something I have going for me. But you know, it's not enough. It's not enough in this world just to be a pretty face, right? You have to have more talent. You have to have you have to have charisma. You have to have something. You have to have something else, right? I have a bunch of different things, but because I think my diversity actually hurts me in a lot of ways, because it's like, oh, he's a fire poet, he's a meditation instructor, he does options trading, he's a chess teacher, he's into chakra balancing, he's a huge yogi, he's into Bikram yoga all the time, you know, he's into qigong, kumnaye, yada yada. And it's like, I think having all those things makes it very difficult for people to relate to me sometimes. I think people are like, why is this guy like doing all this weird shit? Why is he on here playing Doom Eternal and then like, running a guided meditation where we connect to the source of creation? It's kind of like a lot, right? I think it's a turnoff to some people, to be honest. Let's see. Broke up, but you said, "Oh, and Ditto" by Michael Jackson. Then, yeah, right. I mean, that could have been a situation, right? If I got cast in that Michael Jackson video as Pugsley. What the fuck is you don't? Whoa, Roko Hemda, you're supposed to be a historian, man. How could you not know what a fire poet is, dude? You don't know that much, man. If you don't know what the ancient fire poets, man. The ancient fire poets, dude, you gotta get your history in check. Dude. I don't know where you got your education, man, but they definitely didn't teach you about the ancient fire poets, man. You know, and the ones that were like, thriving in the Middle East, right? Those were the fire poets. They spoke fire. They got people riled up and ready to change things. You know, and JT and I, we're both fire poets. When we were posting all our poetry in all the different poetry groups, everyone was like, "Wow, you're the fire poets of the day, right?" And people respected that. All right, let's see. What do you say? Actually, there is a great Chicago poet that just put out a great poetry movie. Well, you'll have to tell me about that. Hopefully, if we hang out tomorrow. If we hang out tomorrow, you'll have to tell me about that, man. That'd be great. Neptune Frost. Yeah, you'll have to enlighten my world. All right. Well, we're just gonna hop into meditation. I'm not fucking around tonight. I'm not gonna mess around. Rokem, do you say breakbeat poet in Chicago that did work with NIN? Oh, cool. That is pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, anyone who Trent's willing to work with is probably a good person in my book. All right. So we're gonna hop into meditation. So I always come out here. I'm full of energy, full of life, and we're always going intense. Doing chess and Doom Eternal and all sorts of other stuff. And then we slow things down and come within to the place of peace and love in our hearts. So find a comfortable seated position. You can sit in the floor in lotus pose. You can sit cross-legged. Or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a position that is comfortable for you. And then gently close your eyes and take a few slow, deep breaths on your own. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. Breathe in, raising your belly. Breathe out, lowering your belly. Inhale, raising your abdomen. Exhale, lowering your abdomen. Keep your awareness on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your mind. Be mindful of your breath count. Picture yourself sitting on the tallest mountaintop. Watching the clouds float through the sky beneath you. Two clouds float together, merging into one. And one cloud stretches apart, dividing into two. These clouds float through the sky, eventually disappearing over the horizon. These clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being and exist for a while in conscious awareness, and then they disappear from your mind. That is the nature of human thought. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit. Keep your awareness on your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds floating through the sky before eventually disappearing over the horizon. And return your thinking to your breath count. Your essence is love. Your love is manifested as light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Awakening the inner light within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until all of humanity is glowing radiantly as one once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eyesight. Keep your awareness on your breath. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the love which emanates from this location. And the warmth which surrounds your love. Give yourself permission to experience the peace which resides here. and the joy it accompanies. For here in this perfect state, you are one with the eternal. And you have everything you have ever desired. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye vision. Keep your focus on your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds floating through the sky, eventually disappearing over the horizon. And return your focus to your breath. On your next breath, travel all the way down to the source of creation. In this place, opposites cannot enter. Inhale, filling your belly with love and light. Exhale, releasing all resistance, and be open. As you breathe in, go down again, deeper to your center point. Embracing the perfect love that resides here. Focusing your attention on your center point. And when you're ready, travel through. I'll see you on the other side. Here, at your center point, you remember your true identity. At your center, you recall how you came to be. Here, at your center point, you remember your divine purpose. To spread love and light to all those whom you encounter. Here, at your center point, you recall the importance of forgiveness. For yourself, for any situation or any person you encounter. Here, at your center point, you experience perfect joy. And you spread that joy with all those whom you encounter. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which hinders your evolution. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your mind. Gently open your eyes, returning to the present moment, bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here with me in this sacred space. I am honored and humbled to be here with you as your meditation guide. I hope you all got something out of this meditation that was positive and beneficial for you. And I hope you feel more peace, love, light in your lives and that you will spread that love and light with all those whom you encounter. Thank you for meditating with me. All right. That concludes our meditation. How was that, everyone? JT. You liked it. Excellent. Chad Guy's here, man. Good to see you, friend. How you doing, Chad Guy? How's everything going with you? How's everything going on in the world? I'm taking it slower today. You know, the last 10 streams or so, I've been cramming in a lot of chess, a lot of Doom Eternal, Spider Solitaire, philosophy, chakra balancing, Tao Te Ching. I've been doing a lot, but at the end of the day, the primary focus of this stream is the meditation. So that's what's important. That's what I feel like that's the way I feel like I can most help people in the world. So that's what I'm doing tonight. All right. Well, maybe we'll just make this a really, really short stream. I think that's what we're going to do. This is, I've been streaming 48 minutes. This is like, JT, this is like the old days. The old days, JT. 48-minute stream, get in, do the meditation, and get out, right? All right. So, thank you all so much. I appreciate you all. Thanks for hanging out with me and doing this. Yeah, it's just nice. It's kind of nice just getting in, doing the meditation, and getting out, JT. You're right. Let's see who's available to raid. We want to spread the love out in the world as much as we can. I mean, Spochi is looking like the only one I know. JT, do you have a recommendation, or does anyone out there have a recommendation? Otherwise, we will raid Spochi. He's a cool Australian dude. All right, we're gonna raid Spochi, I guess. Yeah, let's go with Spochi. He's fun. He's exciting. He's a nice dude, right? Interesting guy. All right, let's do the raid call. I'll get that all set up. I wonder how many people fall asleep during my meditations. Like, that's like what they listen to before they go to bed. What do you think, JT? I could envision a lot of people doing the meditations and then just kind of crashing out for the night, right? People are on their phone, listening to them and just laying in bed. Yeah, it is relaxing. That emote game right there is not very, very relaxing, but yeah. All right, so copy and paste. We're gonna head on over to Spochi. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you all unconditionally. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you are healthy, and hope your family is healthy and your friends. I'll see you soon. Namaste.